Vacations will never be the same. Welcome to the theme parks of Universal Orlando Resort. With spectacular hotels and more, Universal Orlando offers an entire week of vacation awesome. Visit universalorlando.com.
Hello and welcome to Lifetime Uncorked, the podcast where we discuss your favorite made-for-TV movies. Whether you love to hate watch or hate yourself for loving them, pour up a glass of your favorite cocktail and join us. I'm your host, Patrick Serrano, and my guests today are...
I'm Drew Current.
And hi, I'm Brett Manis.
Yay!
Yay!
Brett's here.
Yep.
Hi, Brett.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
So, Brett is the co-host of a podcast on the Universehead Network, Comic Book Queer Legacy.
Yeah, Comic Book Queers Legacy.
Queers,
it's
plural.
not just me.
Not just, right. That makes sense.
It's a bunch
Yeah.
of queers.
It's a bunch.
Two of them.
Do you want to talk about the podcast a little bit?
Yeah, Comic Book Queers Legacy is on the Universehead Network. It is a reboot of a show that my co-host and I, along with some others, did about 8 to 10 years ago. It's so much fun to bring it back. We talk about, all things genre, whether they be the books themselves or the TV and movies based off the books or TV and movies that kind of feel like those kind of TV and movies.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, what I thought was cool is that comic books and Hallmark movies or TV movies in general have similar kind of like, they both are very tropey.
Yes. Yes. There's a formula.
Yeah. So I thought you'd be a great guest because you can kind of like catch into that very easily.
Sure. Well, we'll see if I'm a great guest or not.
My question for you, though, do comic books do Christmas
girl.
episodes
Yeah.
or whatever they're
What,
called?
Are you kidding me?
Issues?
Comic books are just entertainment like anything else, and all forms of entertainment must have Christmas episodes or issues. Yeah, one of my favorite Christmas comic books of all time was when I was in high school, junior high school.
Yeah.
And there was an issue of X-Men where they were hiding out in the Australian outback. The world thought they were dead. They used that to their advantage. In this outback headquarters, they had piles and piles of treasure, of like jewelry and just things that were stolen from people by the previous owners, the bad guys, the previous owners of said Australian outback headquarters. One of the X-Men could touch objects and like feel their history, sense their history. So they put him to work. He touched every single object and told them where to go to return the bauble, knick-knack piece of jewelry that were stolen from them on Christmas. And it is one of the only comic books that made me cry.
So did everyone get their
Everyone got their
back
stuff back.
in time for Christmas?
In time for Christmas.
So an X-Men Christmas.
It was an X-Men Christmas.
There was one of the first comic that I...
Punisher Christmas.
There was a Punisher Christmas, and it was like a foil comic. And it was all about Punisher going to a mall and fucking killing a bunch of bad guys.
Yeah.
Do you mean
On
the
Christmas.
comic was made of foil?
Like
tinfoil?
It's a foil stamped cover. Probably had a hologram involved.
I am like coming in at ground zero on this one, guys. I don't think I've ever, except for like the newspaper comics, I've never like read a comic book.
Well, that's fair,
Fair.
Graphic novel.
You educate me on these movies because I don't watch them.
Yeah.
And be happy to educate you on comic books.
I'll take you up on that. We all have our wheelhouses. So let's just get right into this then. We're going to be talking about today Christmas Homecoming. Yeah. Not to be yes. Very America, very military. Starring Julie Benz and Michael Shanks. So we're going to just jump right into it. So Julie Benz, who we all love.
Buffy Angel, Darla.
Yeah.
She's Darla and Buffy and Angel. We're going to put these in terms I understand.
Yes. But even I knew she was on Buffy, which,
Right.
She was a prominent character in both shows.
And she was good. She's a good actress.
She's great. I remember her initially from a movie called Jawbreaker, which was a movie that tried to be like a Heather's Mean Girls, but like more dark, fucked up comedy. So more like Heather's.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was terrible. I hated it. I saw it in the theater. I hated it.
Jawbreaker?
I hated Jawbreaker.
What about the soundtrack?
I don't remember the soundtrack.
You'd like the soundtrack, I think.
And I was good about 90s movie soundtrack. It was a 1999 movie.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking like Reality Bites, singles, like those are great soundtracks.
Right.
Yeah.
So no, it was not on my radar, but I remember Heathers was one of my favorite movies, and I saw Jawbreaker, and I was like, ugh, nice try. And I was like, who are these actresses? Oh, Rose McGowan, love her from Scream.
Yes.
Hey, sorry about everything these days, Rose.
Oh, poor Rose.
Poor
Poor Rose.
Well, she's fine.
She'll be okay. I think she'll wind up winning. There's some other actress. Who's the third one? Not
Judy
Benz.
Greer?
Oh, I don't think it's Judy Greer, is it?
Judy Greer's the girl who spoiler alert, dies.
Oh, in the trunk.
Yeah.
With the Jawbreaker.
Oh,
totally.
yeah.
But who's Rebecca Gayheart.
Oh God.
Yes, the
Forgot
Noxzema
about-
girl,
yeah.
the former Noxzema girl.
Oh, yeah.
And Julie Benz.
And Julie Benz. Wow, I totally did not even place her in that. But yes. And now she's doing Hallmark movies. And she's like a staple of the Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
So she like does one every year. She sticks to kind of the military ones though.
Oh, I wonder if there's a history there.
I think maybe she's a military brat, or she's like I have no basis for what I'm saying,
Like
but
that's her cause.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
So she plays Amanda, who's an overthinker.
She is an overthinker.
She overanalyzes. She just, she works in this museum, or
I guess.
it
was like a big warehouse full of old crap. Like there were no walls.
Yes, and she's the museum curator, and they go back and forth between calling it like a veterans wing or something. It's very confusing to what it actually is.
The museum changes identity throughout the entire movie. In fact, the museum went through the most character growth of any character in the movie.
Yes, it's very true. So
Keeps changing.
The manager, Tom is his name. He's like, "Oh, Amanda, we're gonna have to cut back your hours." And
Again.
She's like, "From what I've already been doing." And he's like, "Yeah, sorry, but if you could raise money, maybe save the whatever this place is." I don't even know what it is.
Museum, like the History Museum of Veterans and the Town, I think is what it is.
And veterans air hangar place.
It's a hangar full of junk.
It's America.
It is a hangar full of junk. They probably just like that show where they like go to storage places.
Storage Wars.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's probably they just got it on Storage Wars. Like Hallmark just bid on that.
They sent somebody.
Speaking
to
of the
bid on one
museum,
them.
Yeah.
Speaking of the museum and the manager, what town does this take place in?
Did
What
not
state?
specify. Did not specify.
I hate that.
It's in America. What more do you need to know?
Oh my God! Right?
Americaville.
America. Yes. So it was absolutely in America. So she's like, fine, I'll like make something happen with some benefit. I'll plan it.
I'll do a benefit. I'll do a fundraiser. It's just that. Does anyone know how to do a benefit or a fundraiser?
Yeah, she doesn't know. And then she's like brainstorming and she's like, I have an idea. We'll do promotional email.
Great idea, honey.
Brilliant.
Hey, I got an idea. Plan an event and plan a way to tell people about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Start there.
Promotional email was her
A
big...
promotional email. But how do I do that?
But do you do that with like you just send it to
you know,
anyone?
I think that's what she did.
Yeah.
But before all the promotion of this event, she like lives alone. Like we get a little glimpse into her home life.
Yeah.
She lives alone. She goes home after work and
Yeah.
she plays her dead husband's last voicemail on repeat.
I want to say this about like
That's
I'm
kinda-
going to point
that's
out.
kind of fucked up for.
Oh, it's super fucked up.
Hallmark.
It's super. It's actually it was the only real moment of like
Super dark.
whoa, like wow, this is a real movie. There's so many ways they could have made this a real movie and
Yeah.
didn't. Like number one, they could have made her manager the comic relief, but
Yes.
no, he's just a guy.
No.
Could have made him the comic relief. I feel like they tried, but also. Is movies the only place where answering machines still exist? So we
Yes.
can hear whatever's on there out loud. Only in the
Yeah.
world of movies
Play-
does the answering machine exist.
Play your iPhone on speakerphone.
Right.
But that's too much for the Hallmark viewers.
You don't want to shake 1 million moms.
No, they all have home voicemail boxes that have like a really catchy greeting with like maybe the Three's Company theme song, like but change the lyrics.
So wait,
to...
are we just calling answering machines home voicemail boxes now? Is
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what's
Yes.
up.
Yes, please.
It'd be like, we're not home right now. You're at our. Leave a message for us.
Sha-na-na-na.
I don't know.
So she gets home and she plays her dead husband's voicemail
Yeah, and he's like, honey, I won't be home for Christmas this year. Maybe I'll make it out of this war alive.
The next war thing I have to do isn't very warlike. It should be fine.
They drop a lot of war terms, and
Yeah, like dead.
No. They do. There's like all this like inside baseball like war talk, like Purple Hearts and like
oh god
whatever. I'm just like not understanding any of it.
I feel like anyone who was never in the military knows all of those terms.
I guess maybe I'm like extra ignorant to America. And please teach me, Hallmark people. But yeah, so she goes home and she has like a room for rent, and she
thank God it's like a separate little house. It's like a cottage house.
Its own little thing.
It's not in the house because that's where we get into some dicey areas.
Yes, and a handsome stranger rolls up on crutches.
Yeah,
you don't think he's handsome?
A semi-handsome stranger.
Handsome enough for Julie Benz. She's pushing 40.
I mean, he's all right.
No, he in certain angles, in certain light, he looked hot as hell.
Yeah.
Michael Shanks. But then there are other times I'm like, oh, Uggo, what's happening?
He has a great body, but maybe his face is not the best.
He has such a great body.
From the military.
Yes, I know that. He also from when he was Hawkman on Smallville.
Oh. Tying it back to the comics.
So I'll be calling him Hawkman for the rest of this episode.
Well, his name is Craig in the movie. And he is like, okay, well, I'm going to live in this guest house, I guess. And, they kind of have like a little meeting and like they agree to it and they shake hands.
Yeah, but also they immediately start the ham-fisted staring into each other's eyes like they either want to kiss or fuck or say, I love you out of nowhere.
Yes. Yeah. So the handsome stranger, like, he's set. So now we have that set. She's got her job thing set. The movie's ready to roll.
But she's ready to unravel because of this high stakes fundraiser that nobody can figure out.
Right. What do I do?
How do I do this?
So then what do I have here about the middle of the night? Sorry, guys. I was like a little drunk. I was a lot of drunk when I wrote these.
I mean, you have to be to watch this one.
I went to a Friendsgiving before at John Lee's house. Hi, John Lee. Anyways, so he's like sitting on a bench and she like brings him hot cocoa.
He was like pontificating something.
Yes.
Like he was going through. He just received a call.
He has a lot of guilt about whatever happened back in.
Two men were left behind.
Yes.
On his mission.
Right, and they died.
Yeah.
So then he has to like go to the funeral.
It's a lot of guilt for that,
So this is why he mysteriously chooses to stay in this town. He like gets back from the war in this town he has no connection to, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay.
He's not from there?
No.
Why is he there?
Well, I just realized
maybe
now.
It's like a base.
No, I realize now it's because he wants to see through like the widows and the whole bodies being returned.
Right.
Because the men who disappeared, or the men who were, who were killed, were from this
husband.
town. Were from this town.
Yes.
Not her husband,
okay.
rando character's
Her husband was killed and she has the experience. So she's like the guide for these new people who are like going through it.
That would have been so much more fucking interesting.
Wait, if it was her husband and he got the husband killed?
Yes.
Thank you. That's what we call a movie.
That's what a movie
That's
is.
what we call
That's easy.
a real movie.
But guys, that's too real.
Oh my God. It would have been so... I'm like, I
so
get
easy.
it. It's his fault that the husband died. And I'm like waiting for that moment. There's no connection. Yeah. And I'm sitting there going, why am I not a writer of Hallmark Christmas
You
movies?
should.
Also, just remembered, Michael Shanks.
Yes.
He was Stargate. He was in the Stargate show.
Yes.
Oh, right. And you said he was in our preview episodes. We talked about him, and you said he's really good. And he was actually like pretty good as like far as an actor. Like I found him believable.
Yeah, Michael Shanks
he was great. He was great. He was good. I actually liked his character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he played on
by that I mean
Stargate.
Hawkman.
Oh,
I mean Hawkman.
Hawkman.
Smallville.
In Stargate.
Craig.
He played. Never mind.
Okay.
But yeah.
Got it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So they have all this like tension going on, and I'm probably going to be jumping around. So if any Hallmark people are like, you missed this, like DM me. That's fine. Just leave a voicemail because I'm not getting into the plot of this movie because it jumps around a whole lot. But they just start like making out like all the time.
Wait, who?
The two leads.
They do?
Yes. Well, okay. See, Brett.
What movie did you watch?
Here's something you need to know. So for a Hallmark movie, they're making out all the time.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
You mean they're spending time together and like maybe touching a knee?
Holding hands.
No, but they actually kiss. Like they're fixing her dead husband's bike, because she's like, "Don't touch that bike."
The bike is a metaphor for her willingness to love again.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
Yes, so it is, but like he's like fixing it, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know about that," and then they like kiss, like, like this is the middle of the movie, not the end of the movie. So usually the kiss happens at the end. So I was like, "What is going on?"
Just ruining all the tropes.
It was a little too much. Like I had to like put my kids to bed,
Right,
and say like, "This movie is too much."
He means he had to sit on the toilet.
No. So they kiss or whatever.
you just had to take a crap. You're just like, I had to take a crap at
All
that
right.
moment.
I don't like this at all. So always the overthinker. Amanda's like, wow, but
She's like Hamlet.
Yeah, she's like, what about my dead husband? I should go back and listen to that voicemail.
Because that'll fix things.
Yeah, so she goes back and listens to the voicemail again, and it's like, do you want to delete this message? And she's like, no, I don't.
Thank God she had saved
forever. But yeah, so then like
there's so many metaphors to her ready to like let go and love again. There's the motorcycle in the garage. There's the voicemail on the voicemail box.
Yes. So then like they go back to like working on the bike eventually, and like some other stuff happens like with the widow of the man that Craig killed. Yeah. She's like in it a lot.
She falls deeper in love with Craig. Amanda falls deeper in love with Craig every time she sees him go through some like military ritual having to do with fallen soldiers.
Yeah, so they're like folding the flag up, and
she's like her pussy's wet.
How could you not?
Exactly. America.
Right.
Dude.
Every American military thing, she's like,
She's like, oh God, oh.
Yes. Oh wait, I think maybe his name isn't Craig, and Craig is the other guy.
Good. Let's talk about her friend Craig.
Yes.
Or friend zone Craig.
I wonder what the guy's name. I think I wrote Craig, or Jim is his name.
It was Jim.
Craig
Jim.
is the friend. So Craig's like the friend like who she always is like, you're a great friend. You're a really good friend. And he's like, yeah, I know, but so are we gonna do we want to like go out? Or
here's real movie 101. Craig, not a horrible dick.
No,
not somebody who she's got kind of a like dysfunctional relationship with, and you want her to leave him for the normal guy. No, they're fine.
Totally fine.
They've got a fine, amicable relationship because this is a non-movie movie.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I love is like
with that voicemail shit, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And she's
for
like,
Hallmark.
I mean, Julie Benz can pull that off. Like she's like listening to the voicemail and like feeling feelings. She's not just like
she's feeling feelings through her Botox.
She's a good actress. Is she? Let me ask you, Patrick.
Yes.
Is she fucking working that Botox, or is she not?
She's got the Botox. Here's what she did. She got the Botox
right
like a month before filming.
Yeah.
There we go.
So it is worked into her face. You can tell if you're looking.
Yeah.
But if you were just like watching passively folding your laundry, you just think she looks great.
Yeah. And is not emotionally affected by anything happening to her character in the movie. And on a lot of Xanax.
Yeah.
Right. So we finally get to the gala. We're at the gala, okay?
The fundraiser.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. The gala was the last movie. Yeah. This is a fundraiser.
There was
this
a gala.
Is an auction.
Yeah, and I brought a clip of the auction because it is the slowest auction I've ever seen.
It was like pulling teeth. Like if I was auctioneering, I would have been like, "What's wrong with you people? Do you want to save this town or not?"
Yes. So I brought a clip of her attempting to auction off and save the museum hangar veterans wing
history of the town
place storage unit.
America.
So here is the clip.
Do I hear 200? 200? Anyone? It's a gorgeous archival Christmas print from 1921. It's a pretty awesome Christmas gift. So come on, do I hear 200? 200. So, do I hear 250? Anyone? 250. Now that's the Christmas spirit. Now 300. Do I hear 300? Anyone? All right.
Anyone?
250 it is. Going
All
once,
right, well.
going twice. Sold.
Okay.
Well, great. Hey, everyone, we needed $30,000, so you can all fuck yourselves and Merry Christmas.
Right.
Anytown, USA.
Drew, how long do you think that auction scene that you just watched was?
Was that the whole auction scene?
No.
God.
It goes on
okay.
because they don't raise enough money.
So that part, that was one item. Mm-hmm. And that was about a minute.
It was the first item.
Yeah.
That was the first item.
There's like 3 more after that. And then she realizes that she's not going to make the money because Tom's like in the corner, like doing like an X sign.
By like $15,000. Like they're not even close to this goal. So she does the unthinkable.
She auctions off Rick, her dead husband's bike.
The motorcycle that they fixed.
And guess who gets in a bidding war over it? Guess.
Oh, I bet it's Jim.
Uh-huh.
I bet
Jim
it's
and Craig.
Jim and Craig.
Yeah. They get in a bidding
Perfect.
war, and,
Yep.
and it's amazing. I'm going to save that for you viewers to watch at home because it's really good.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
at least they did that.
That's when it starts
Yeah.
to pick up because
Yeah.
you're like, ooh,
Ooh.
And then, of course, Jim wins, but not to be
you
out.
just said you were going to let the viewers
Oh.
watch it.
No, they
just the scene.
The scene.
Okay. Well, let me break it down for you.
Yes.
Craig bids, then Jim bids a little more. Then Craig bids a little more. Then Jim bids a little more. Then Craig bids a little more.
Whoa,
then
whoa,
Jim
whoa, whoa,
bids
whoa, whoa,
more.
wait.
And
What?
yet Craig doesn't have any more money.
Wait. So after... Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. I
We'll
get it.
we'll take this offline.
We'll take
Yeah.
this offline.
All right.
I just
All
want to
right.
know, like, after... Then what
All right,
happens?
I hate you both. So, okay, so what happens is Craig's not to be outdone by Jim winning the auction.
Mm-hmm.
He, in turn, goes to win her hand in marriage.
Jesus.
And he proposes in front of everybody.
Oh my God.
What? The friend?
Yeah, Craig, friend zone Craig.
Bro.
Yeah.
Craig.
Yeah.
Chill.
Craig's got no game.
And she's
No.
like, like, what?
What?
I'm going to go auction off this now. I got to go. So she leaves. And then Jim's like all butthurt about something, but I don't know what it was. What happened? Like, why did he get so mad?
I don't know. Probably because the dude proposed
Yeah.
to
Oh,
her all
yeah.
of a sudden.
That might be it.
I would
might
hope
be it.
so. I would
think that's
hope that would be
so. The next
reason.
scene is like her having a conversation with Craig, like, you're a really good friend. Friend.
And Craig, because this is not a movie.
Yeah.
It's a card.
It's a non-movie.
It's a 2-hour card.
Yeah.
Craig's like, okay, cool. Hey, Jim seems like a great guy.
He's good.
Literally, that's the scene. Mm-hmm. Craig's like, you like me as a friend? Oh, okay. I guess I didn't pick up on that. All right, cool. Anyway, that's it for me. That's a wrap on Craig. Good night, everybody.
Craig's done.
I totally thought you wanted... I thought we were in a relationship this whole
I
time.
literally thought we were in a relationship.
He did.
Yeah.
But, then Amanda, Julie Benz, gets the okay to go after Jim, who's redeployed to Afghanistan? I don't
Probably.
It doesn't.
To
geography has no
the
place
war?
in this
To
movie.
the war.
to do his service.
Yes.
To do his American service.
Well, we get into kind of like a Zero Dark. No, is it a Hurt Locker? A Hurt Locker thing where he's like, I can't stay away from war. Just kidding. No, we don't. No reason for him to go back.
No, he goes back because he's better and he's strong enough.
That's true.
He's not on crutches anymore. He's
And
all better.
Is he going back because he feels like Julie Benz isn't going to provide a home for him?
I mean, she's got that museum money, so she's doing great.
She's a curator.
Anyway, so she finds him on the bus, and it's very like Casablanca, like,
Yeah.
getting on the plane, like, here's looking at you, kid, type of
Yeah.
thing. And she's like, here's my scarf.
Well, it's super weird.
I thought it was romantic.
It was romantic. It felt like there was no build-up. Like, she's looking like, everyone's dressed in camouflage, so she doesn't know who Jim is in this crowd of men. So she's like, are you Jim? Are you Jim? Where's Jim? Has anyone seen Jim? And then all of a sudden he's like, I'm right here. And she's like, I love you.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, was there any, I don't know. It just was like, all right, we got 4 minutes left.
got 4
just cut
minutes to
straight
do
to the
this.
I love
It's
you.
very true. So then they like kiss very passionately. and deny that was a passionate kiss, Brett, because it was a passionate kiss.
It was passionate.
I mean, you have two pretty good actors. I mean, they're good
But
actors.
Drew, you think that's the end of the movie, but it's not. We flash forward a year into the future.
Yeah, because you have to have the obligatory guy coming home from the war as a surprise.
Oh,
yeah.
On Christmas.
And what's the movie, Drew? What's the title of the movie?
Coming home for Christmas. Or
Christmas Homecoming.
I mean.
Yes, because when he comes riding in on the dead husband's bike in her scarf with America music playing in the background, what is the first thing she gasps when she sees him?
She says, It's a Christmas homecoming.
Miracle.
Yeah,
It's a
she
Christmas
says
miracle.
It's a Christmas homecoming. She says the title,
says
and
the
then
title.
they kiss,
Good.
and then the end.
Good.
Amazing.
Like,
Would it
it's
be
such an
awesome
epilogue.
if they just if they cut, it was like 4 months later, and it's a fucking gritty battle scene in Afghanistan.
He's decapitated in Fallujah.
Oh my God.
Jim died in Fallujah.
No, that would
Yeah.
never happen on Hallmark.
The other great part is that since it's Christmas Homecoming, it turns out their son, Peter Parker,
No.
from
Boom.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
All right. So, Brett,
And one of the
Yes.
guys in this unit, Punisher.
okay,
It's Frank Castle.
this is what happens when you get comic books people into a room to talk about comic books.
I'm still gay.
I know, and I love that. So on the podcast, we rate our movies on pour it up, which means you love it.
Okay.
Or put a cork in it, which means you hate it. There's
Yeah.
no in between. You're not letting anything breathe. You're making a definitive choice.
I see what you did there with letting it breathe.
Yeah.
I can say with definitiveness, please put a cork in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because
It didn't even try. It stayed at a 5 the entire time. At least take a chance and go for a 0. Why not? Or better, go for a 10. Go for quality in your scenes. Literally, you could go through the script, change this here, change that there, change this here, and it might have been an engaging movie about loss and grief and how difficult that journey is, but we're talking about the 1 Million Moms audience. No one wants to deal with real shit.
Right.
We just want to see the inevitable happen over the course of 2 hours.
yes, which
So
is why
I would say though, I would ask this of you, Brett. In the Hallmark world,
Sure.
So the tropes of Hallmark, like the tropes of Marvel.
Of course. Okay, so did it hit tropes?
did it? Yeah,
As a metric of success,
in the
did it hit
Hallmark
tropes?
in the Hallmark cinematic universe.
As the Hallmark expert, I would say yes, it did.
It did?
Yeah, because we get very peripheral conflict.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of conflict in these movies
Inner
because
conflict.
it's too much.
It's always inner conflict.
Right. So she's torn. She's a woman with a job,
Yep.
which is all you can ask for.
Yeah.
Which is part of the Hallmark fantasy universe.
Yes.
In their eyes.
The people of color were relegated
what?
to the people of color.
What?
There was a couple.
Huh?
But they were.
This was the whitest movie I've ever seen.
I know, but I did write that Dr. Baxter, who was the doctor who helped get Jim back to health, he was Latino.
Oh, and you had a Latino doctor, not a
And-
Latino farmhand.
Well, yes, because sometimes they're just straight up black servants. That's a thing that happened this week, which is terrible. But then the woman who donated the catering to the event.
What a lovely woman.
She was great.
She was the mother of one of the 2 soldiers.
Yes. So she's a
Who were
black
fallen.
woman who was donating her services.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a trope. And then we also have, people not really dealing with technology well.
Yep.
The voicemail box.
Great. Yeah.
Or whatever I called it before. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Yes.
So I'm going to say pour it up.
All right. Okay.
Oh.
Because America. And, I know that all the military moms out there or whatever, they get the lingo. They understand what's going on with all
Yeah.
that and what it's like to Army Wives. Did you ever watch Army Wives on
No,
Lifetime?
but what a subculture that must be.
It really is, and I'm here for that. I'm putting up for
Okay.
that.
Are you here for? This is why I say it was the whitest movie of all time.
Yes.
When they're looking for like, what should we do that's fun? And she's like, I have an idea. And then they stand there silently decorating the Christmas tree for the next 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. And she's just looking at him going,
That's another trope. That's another trope
Lord.
of Hallmark, decorating. And also, I should mention sponsored decorating. We were talking about Spawn, and we'll get to that in a moment. Mm-hmm. What is it? Balsam Hill is very heavily placed. There's also Folgers coffee in every one of these movies. So those are like the new things I'm looking for.
Interesting. I almost want to watch it again just to look for Folgers coffee.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it was in this one, but it is in a lot of them. Folgers coffee, that red coffee tin.
Well, I will say this.
Bin.
I've seen 2 movies past weekend, Justice League and Christmas Homecoming. And I will happily watch Christmas Homecoming over Justice League any day.
There you go. And there you have it. That is our conversation about Christmas Homecoming. But before we go, we have our favorite segment this week and every week. What you say, Candace Cameron Bure? That's right. What you say, Candace Cameron Bure? Candace Cameron Bure, Brett, who I think you might not know who it is because she's not in a superhero movie.
Well, I know that she's Kirk Cameron's sister, and she was in Full and then Fuller.
She's in Fuller House. She's also the star of Hallmark Channel.
Really?
The star. She's been in, I need to tally, like her and Lacey Chabert are probably tied for...
I love me some Lacey Chabert because she learned everything she knows about acting from Neve Campbell.
Well, then what more do you need to know?
What more do you need to know?
Neve Campbell is probably one of my favorite actresses. And if she did a Hallmark movie... Oh, wait. She did do a Hallmark movie once.
No.
Neve Campbell did?
Mm-hmm.
No.
She did. I will look it up and find out what it was. But, you know, that was like in her party of 5 days. So...
I feel like it would be in the nowadays.
No.
What's she doing?
I don't know what she's doing. But anyways, we're here to talk about Candace. Yeah. So I brought a clip today to play for you. It is so what I do every week, I follow Candace Cameron Bure on Instagram. So you don't have to. Please do not follow her.
Don't.
Thank you for taking that bullet.
Don't follow her on Instagram. And I talk about her Instagram stories. And this time I want to we were talking about sponsored content earlier in the episode.
Okay.
This is the most random sponsored content that I've found of hers. And I'm going to play you a clip right now. Let me see if I can do it.
Succeed is to make sure that you're rested.
Candace's tips for success.
Sleep is for me, and if I don't get enough sleep, I'm not going to be my best. You know, sometimes I feel like the Energizer Bunny and I can keep going and going and going, but eventually my body's going to break down and it's going to let me know that I've pushed it too far. So it's so important to make sure that you're properly rested and that you do take some downtime, and that way you do get to stop and smell the roses when you're just like chilling too.
So you have the benefit of seeing the Spawn who sponsored that content. But would you know from what she said that it was...
Are you kidding me that Starkist
Tuna
sponsored that?
Starkist Tuna sponsored that.
Was there a tuna can on her counter?
Nope. No tuna?
All right. First of all, I don't know who the art director... Like, really, there's no... Who's the agency that's doing this? They didn't even put the product in the...
No product. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Starkist gives you energy... Because after you take a nap, I would think that you would eat a can of tuna.
You literally,
Brett. I don't see why you don't understand.
What?
It's very, very obvious.
Is it Starkist's tips for success or like?
Yes, Starkist tips for success. Like alliteration.
You tuna could be like Candace Cameron.
Do you work in advertising?
I do.
Because that was really good.
Thank you.
I tried rolling.
And did you notice there's 218,000 views of that?
She has 2 million followers.
I don't want to live in this country.
I don't.
In this world anymore.
No. You're done. No offense, Patrick.
America.
But I agree with
No, guys, we just watched Christmas Homecoming about America. We love America. But we might not love Candace Cameron Bure, and that's fine. Right. Brett was talking when we were offline about Bianca Del Toro and Del Rio, and we talked about it previously on the podcast. But you know, she's questionable as a fan of the gays.
I wouldn't say questionable. I would say that she is anti-gay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then to all my gay listeners, I'm sorry that but it's fun. I like my segment about Candace Cameron Bure.
No,
I don't
love
care
it.
if she hates me.
I like it too.
I
No, I'm
think-
glad that you do it. It's a public service, really.
Here's the thing. If I met Candace Cameron Bure on the street, would she tell me that she hated me?
No.
No.
I don't think
But
so.
if I saw her on the street, would I tell her that I hate her Instagram? Yeah,
Totally.
I would.
Yes, you would, and you should.
And I will.
It's your duty as an American.
Yes. That wraps up our conversation about Christmas Homecoming. Brett, where can we find you on social media?
Well, you can find me just one page over on the same website that this podcast is on. Go to universehead.com and click on Comic Book Queers Legacy. You can also find us on Twitter at Comic Book Queers. Superheroes are very popular these days. Even if you don't read comics, you sure will like hearing two sassy, drunk bitches talk about them.
Yes.
Yes.
And Drew, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Drew But With Pants.
Oh, Drew.
Yes.
By the way,
Yeah.
a couple people were DMing me about whether you're single or not.
Oh, okay.
So, do you want to let the listeners know?
Yeah. I'll fuck all of them. I'll fuck all of you guys.
All 1 million of you moms.
All 1 million
No,
moms.
I'm not kidding. Like some people were like, "Oh, Drew Bear," because I called Drew Bear, Bear the producer. They're like, "He's so sexy, like his voice." They like him.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, well, think about it.
That makes me feel good.
Think about our listeners. Like they're listening to me talk, and then you talk. Like, who's the more sexy person? Definitely you.
Yeah.
Definitely you.
well,
I'm
disagree,
basically Melissa Joan Hart, but a boy. That's who my dialect is based on.
Well, I'll tell the listeners I disagree with you. I
Oh.
think Patrick's voice is much.
He's
Well-
Sabrina,
sexier.
the teenage bitch.
That's
Yeah.
right. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me this week. Thank you, listeners, for checking back in with Lifetime Uncorked. We watch these movies so you don't have to, but if you do, we'd love to hear from you. You can reach out to me on social media at Patrick Miguel or the podcast at Lifetime Uncorked. We're on Instagram, Twitter, all those things, or visit the website lifetimeuncorked.com. You can also drunk dial us and leave a message at 872-267-4117 and share your thoughts on a movie we've covered or a movie that you think we should cover. That's it for this episode. Thank you again. Okay, bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas.